Hi everyone, and welcome back to the series of short videos on the package stylo. And I hope you liked the previous one in which I introduced you to the very basic functionalities of it. And today I'm going to cover its installation, which is actually fairly simple. Once you have installed anything in R, you know how to do so. So that's it. So we can dip into the things right now. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to stick to Linux, a Linux machine. So there is no dedicated shell for R in Linux, as you probably know. So you are in the mercy of this black screen, black terminal. So that's a terminal, and we can start simply by launching R. I type R, and the shell is open, and we are in R, and we are ready to go. So to make the things super simple, you just type in install packages, and then in a brackets and a quotation marks, you say stylo, you hit OK, and then a nice graphical user interface box pops up, which allows you to pick your favorite server. And now my recommendation would be pick the closest one, or pick the one you like best. Or what I'm going to do right now, I'm picking the Zero Cloud, which is the main one, which is probably the busiest one. But since I have a few spare minutes, I don't care how much it will take. I just clicking that one. Okay. It takes a minute. Or maybe not. We're already done. See? It's it. So, and that's it. I can now run stylo as I showed you in the previous video. That's it. So I could have actually finished that short episode right now, but I also want to show you two other ways of installing the package stylo. So first of all, because the package stylo is being developed, constantly developed, and I'm putting the code on GitHub, on the GitHub repository. So you can go to the GitHub repository and grab it from there and compile it from scratch. But there is also a very simple way of installing it by just using two simple commands that will suck the source files from the GitHub repository and install it locally. So let's assume I start everything from scratch. So I launch R as if I haven't done it before. And then I say library dev tools, which is the set of tools for developers. And then I say install _ GitHub. And in the brackets, I say the repository name, which is computational stylistics, one long word, I know, not very straightforward, slash stylo. Couldn't be easier. So what it does right now, it tries to connect to the GitHub repository and then to download the freshest, the newest version directly from GitHub, which might come in handy when new functionalities are being launched and still being not available in CRAN. So that was the second way of installing the package stylo. Again, super simple, super easy. By the way, it is highly recommended that you go to our webpage, that you go to our GitHub repository. So if I launch a web browser, you can type the address that I will actually post down below in the description. And there is a short introduction to what stylo is about and what it does, and then how to install it. And then you've got all those comments I've used already posted there. And there's also a third way of installing, actually the third and the fourth, but I'm skipping the fourth one, the very hard one. The third way of installing stylo, when you go to the CRAN webpage, this is CRAN. So when you go to the CRAN webpage, That's what I'm doing right now. There is a subpage for packages, sorted by name, for example. I can go for stylo, it's here. There is a dedicated subpage for the package stylo itself, which also has some old sources. So if you for whatever reason you've got an idea of installing an outdated version, you can go to the old sources, grab it from there in the form of the stylo tor gz zipped file. So I can do it right now. Save it. I've got it in my, I hope, downloads. That's the downloads. Yeah, it's there. So now, assuming once more that I've got a clear installation of R, no stylo installed in there, but it can also be installed, it doesn't really matter. I launch R, I go to the destination, I go to the downloads folder when I know I put my file from GitHub, set working directory. Sorry, Linux users, you are in the mercy of the black terminal and just the command. So I need to know, I need to remember that it was downloads. That's it. I can list the files, to make sure that this stylo tar gz is there. It is, so that's fine. And now I can do the install packages thing as used before, but now I provide the file name I've just downloaded. So it is going to be stylo 0.72 tar gz, and now I'd say also target is source. I want to tell R that I'm going to use a source package to build it from the source files. I hit enter and it installs it from the source files. That's it. As I said, there's also the fourth way, but for programmers who really know how to do it themselves. So I'm just skipping that. So okay, it's it. I'm done. And should you have any comments, should you encounter any problems? That's one issue I should probably also cover. Should you encounter any problems with installing it, then go back to this GitHub repository when there is a few common issues described, especially for Macintosh users. They might also need to install some other packages. It's all covered in this description, in this README file on GitHub. So that's it. I hope you like it, and I invite you to follow the next episodes, which are to come soon. Cheers!